Welcome to the last half of our lecture video for this session on meiosis. And this is the third part on cell division. Remember, we have the first part, which is the cell cycle. The second part is mitosis. And this third part is now meiosis. Okay? So let's get started. Okay? So for this part of the lesson, we will be explaining the processes involved in the phases behind meiosis, and we will differentiate mitosis and meiosis. Okay? Then later on, we will talk about spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Okay? So, let's recall again that we have two types of cells in the body, and these are your somatic and your sex cells. Remember, and recall that your somatic cells can be any cell of your body as long as they are not sex cells. Dalawa lang naman ng uri ng sex cells natin. Isa lang yung meron ka ngayon, 'di ba? So for males, biological males, they will have sperm cells, while for females, they will have the egg cells. These are the only sex cells in the body. The rest should be somatic cells. And somatic cells have diploid or are in the diploid stage where they have a 2n number of chromosomes. So in the case of humans, that's 46. And then ang sex cells, kalahati lang yung meron siya ng diploid stage, which we call the haploid stage. And if humans have 46 chromosomes in all their normal cells, then the sex cells should have 23 chromosomes. Okay? By which the 23 chromosomes came to be is under the process of meiosis. Okay? Meiosis ang dahilan kung bakit nangalahati yung 46 na yan. No? At ang isa pang pinagkaiba ng mitosis sa meiosis ay yung presence ng genetic recombination natin sa mga sex cells. No? Kaya yung sperm na nabubuo ng lalaki ay naiiba ang kanyang katangian when it comes to DNA quality compared to his real cells. No? The same is true for females. Kung anong laman ng egg cell niya, iba yon sa DNA na meron sa kanya mismo. No? So, meron tayong genetic recombination na tinatawag. No? Doon pa lang sa fact na nangalahati na, ibig sabihin, hindi na ikaw yun eh. Diba? Hindi na yun yung magiging identity mo. No? Otherwise, kung pareho lang din, di dapat kamukha mo yung anak mo. Diba? Pero again, because of genetic recombination, iba-iba itsura ng mga anak. Diba? Iba-iba itsura ng mga magkakapatid. No? So, yan. Okay? And in mitosis, daughter cells will have the same DNA as their parents. No? So that is true for all somatic cells in the body. Okay? For example, your lungs have 46 chromosomes. Yung mga new lung cells na mabubuo from that lung cell will still have 46 chromosomes. And they have the same DNA as the origin cell. Okay? The same is true for all the cells of the body. While for meiosis, the daughter cells have uniquely different DNA from each other and from the parent. So, maski yung mga sperm cells, iba-iba rin yung katangian na meron sila. Halimbawa, sa tatay mo, merong isang sperm doon na posibleng panot ka in the future. Yung isang sperm, magiging tambay ka daw. Yung isang sperm, magiging ganito ang ugali mo. No? Nonchalant ka. Yung isa, OA. Yung isa, magiging astronaut pagtanda. Yung isa, magiging ganito. Ganyan. The same is true for egg cells of females. So, yung unang egg cell sa isang buwan, baka yan yung egg cell na magiging artista ka, diba? Das yung susunod na egg cell in the following month, baka that's the potentially na ayan ang egg cell na magkakaroon ka ng lifespan of 120 years, diba? And yung susunod, iba naman yung katangian niya, no? So yung katangiang nabubuo sa bawat egg cell, sa bawat sex cell na meron tayo ay naiiba mula sa iba pang mga cells, no? So again, it's because of genetic recombination, no? Which we will talk about in a while. No? Iisa-isa natin yung process para maintindihan natin, ganito pala ang dahilan kung bakit iba-iba itsura natin. Ito pala yung dahilan kung bakit iba-iba ang itsura ng mga sperm. No? Iba-iba yung mga katangiang dala nila. Or pati yung mga eggs. Diba? Ayan. Okay? So this is the diagram of, or a simplified diagram of how meiosis happens. No? So in letter A, you will see here that the chromosomes have been duplicated. Thus, nagkakaroon ng sister chromatids na yung bawat chromosome na meron tayo. 'Di ba? In letter B, you will see that some of these chromosomes will be crossing over with other chromosomes, such that may mga ibang mga bahaging naglilipatan sa mga cells na to, no? And then they will be segregated later on. That's why for each cell that would arise in the meiosis, iba na itsura ng mga DNA na meron sila, no? And in letter C, you will see another division leading to further segregation or random assortment, no, ng mga chromosomes na ito. This is a very simplified diagram. It's just showing you one pair of chromosome. One pair pa lang yan. But we know in humans, we have 23 chromosomes. So kung 23 yung naghahalo-halo, edi 23 rin, no? Ang daming pwedeng mangyari doon sa 23 na yon. So just imagine how many arrangements we can get from this random segregation of different chromosomes, no? So let's assume that the red one will come from your mother and the light blue one, or I think, hindi ko alam kung white ba siya sa paningin ko or feeling ko white, no? The lighter one will be coming from your father, no? And as you will see, some of these genes that are located in chromosomes will be switched with another homologous chromosome from the mother. Diba? Nagpapalitan sila. That's why iba-ibang sperm ang pwedeng mabuo out of meiosis. Okay? So, in meiosis, it has 2 rounds of cell division. We call them meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Okay? Again, meiosis will have 2 rounds of cell division. For mitosis kasi isa lang, 46 pa rin, 'di ba? Pero for meiosis kasi it takes some processes that will lead to the formation of 23 chromosomes on each sex cell. Okay? So, interestingly, in meiosis, there is no S phase that will occur in the resulting cells in meiosis 1. Kung ano yung nabuo mo sa meiosis 1, never na hiyang magduduplicate ulit. Okay? Yan na sila. Nawala ng S phase, no? Mag-meiosis 2 ka na agad after. Diba? So, ganun ang proseso niya. No? Kasi kung nag-S phase ka, dapat yung mga magiging daughter cells niyan, tigpo 46 ulit ang chromosomes, diba? So, that's the reason kung bakit tinatawag ding reduction division ang meiosis. No? Kung bakit nangangalahati yung 46 chromosomes into 23. No? Kasi nga, hindi na kinailangan ng S phase. Okay? Now, resulting daughter cells are unique from each other with half the chromosomes as their parents. Again, kung ano yung itsura ng anak, naiiba siya dun sa magulang. At the same time, the number of chromosomes are halved already. Kung 46 ang magulang na pinanggalingan, dapat sa mga sperm or egg cells sa mabubuo, tigto 23. At iba-iba sila, no, ng katangian. Okay? Now, just like in mitosis, the meiosis will follow the same order of phases in cell division. May prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Ganon din yung nangyayari, di ba? Nalulusaw yung nuclear membrane, magko-condense sa mga chromosomes, mag-a-align sa gitna, magsisegregate ang mga sister chromatids. Ganon siya, di ba? And then, it will happen twice, no? With meiosis 1 and then meiosis 2. Okay? And now, as mentioned, meiosis is a form of reduction division. No? Let's recall, if a human or a normal human male has 46 chromosomes in each cell, how many chromosomes will its sperm have? Take note, since there is no S phase that will occur after meiosis 1, the chromosome should be distributed equally. No? Kung 46 yan, dapat, kung equal yung distribution, tigto 23 sa bawat cell. No? It's simply 46 divided by 2. Hindi pwedeng lumagpas, hindi pwedeng kumulang kasi hindi na yon magiging normal, no? Para saan ulit yung sperm at egg? Diba? When they meet, yung 23 at 23, ibabalik mo sa pagiging 46. So those 46 chromosomes, no, will be a part of another human being. Diba? So kung sumobra man yan o kumulang, ay hindi po pwede yon, diba? Magkakaroon ng mga tawag dito, mga sabihin nating abnormalities na pwedeng lumitaw, no, sa pagbubuo ng mga zygote natin, no, which could lead to different genetic disorders. Okay? Ayan. Again, why do you need to have 23 chromosomes for sex cells? 'Diba? Again, kung gusto mong gumawa ng bagong human being, 'di ba dapat ang human being 46 ang chromosomes. So dapat sa sperm at egg mo, tig to 23 sila. Diba? Kasi kung tig po 46 yan, o di ilan na yung sa tao, magiging 92, hindi man pwedeng ganun. Diba? So, sana malinaw yon. Okay? Nai-gets naman, ano? So, that's the concept of fertilization. At ano yung relevance ng meiosis dun sa fertilization. Okay? Ayan. So, even before meiosis, okay, yung mga pinanggagalingang cells nila ay dumadaan talaga sa cell cycle. Diba? So, that cell will have a complete round of the cell cycle. No? That's the letter A in the figure I showed you earlier. Okay? So, yung unang cell dito, sa kaliwa, meron siyang isang kopya ng chromosome from the father, which is the white one, and isang chromosome copy from the mother, which is the other one. So, assume that they're all 23, but again, this is a simplified diagram, so isa lang yung pinakita. No? So, yung mga yan, magkakasinghaba sila. Diba? So, ibig sabihin yan yung chromosome 1 ni mother na i-prepare natin sa chromosome 1 ni father. Okay? The same is true for chromosome 2. Kung ano ang chromosome 2 natin sa nanay mo, ipapares yan sa chromosome 2 ng tatay mo. No? So, yung mga chromosomes na yan, they will be replicated after the S phase. No? Again, magsisimula pa lang tayo, no? Hindi pa natatapos ang meiosis 1. Diba? So, for the first part, bago ang meiosis 1, dumaan na siya sa S phase, 'di ba? So for humans, this cell just before division will have 46 chromosomes and 92 chromatids, no? Again, you have 46 chromosomes na magkakaroon lang ng dobleng kopya. So dadalawang chromatids na sa bawat chromosome. Thus, you will have 92 chromatids by that time after S phase just before you enter meiosis 1. Okay? So, kumbaga, yung chromosome 1 na yan, ni father, na white, madodoble. Diba? At mauugnay sa gitna. No? Ang tawag natin doon yung centromere. Ganon din sa chromosome 1 ni mother. Okay? And here's the twist. No? So, magsisimula na yung meiosis 1. At ang pinapares natin sa meiosis 1 ay ang mga homologous chromosomes. So, ano ba yung mga homologous chromosomes? Now, again, let's recall. Okay, sa pagbuo ng isang anak, 'di ba? 23 chromosomes galing sa tatay, 23 galing kay nanay. So sa loob ng katawan mo, kalahati ka ng nanay mo, kalahati ka ng tatay mo. 'Di ba? Now, each of these chromosomes can be paired together. Kung ano yung chromosome 1 ng nanay mo, yun din ang meron ding corresponding chromosome 1 yung kabiyak niya. 'Di ba? So chromosome 1 from the father will be paired with the chromosome 1 of the mother. The same is true for chromosome 2, 3, until number 23, na magpapares yan lahat. Okay? So, sa pagpapares na yan, class, no, ano ang mangyayari? Another interesting story will happen. Okay? So, una, ipapares mo muna sila. No? Pero, bakit? Diba? So, meron kasing mangyayari sa unang prophase ng meiosis 1. At tinatawag natin itong crossing over. Okay? So, during prophase 1, homologous chromosomes will undergo a crossing over event. And this event does not happen in the mitotic prophase. No? In mitosis, yung prophase niya, walang crossing over. Nangyayari lang ang crossing over sa prophase 1 ng meiosis 1. So, ano nangyayari sa crossing over? Di ba mag-a-align ang mga homologous chromosomes? Kung ano yung chromosome 1 ni nanay, magpapare sa chromosome 1 ni tatay. So, meron silang mga genes na equivalent sa isa't isa. So, yung chromosome 1 ni tatay, sabihin natin nandun yung gene niya sa pagiging nonchalant. Diba? Kasi yung chromosome 1 ni nanay, nandun yung gene niya sa pagiging OA. Diba? So, ano nangyayari? May crossing over na magaganap. So, yung gene ni nanay sa pagiging OA, pwede niyang ipagpalit dun sa pagiging nonchalant ni tatay. No? So, these equivalent genes, ibig sabihin, meron silang sinasabing characteristic na talaga magtutugma sa isa't isa. No, it's about the identity. Halimbawa, sabihin natin nonchalant o A, 'di ba? Magpapalitan. No, pwede 'yon. Pero hindi mo pwedeng ipagpalit yung pagiging nonchalant mo sa pagkakaroon ng pangong ilong. 'Di ba? Kung ilong yung gusto mong ipagpalit, dapat katangian ng ilong din galing kay nanay yung kukunin mo. No? So, ganun yung mga nangyayari. Equivalent genes are exchanged between maternal and paternal chromosomes. So, pag sinabing maternal, galing kay nanay, paternal, galing kay tatay. Okay? So, ano mangyayari? No? What happens if you perform crossing over with non-homologous chromosomes? No, halimbawa, pinares mo yung chromosome 1 kay chromosome number 20 ni nanay. Diba? So, chromosome 1 ni tatay, pinares sa chromosome 20 ni nanay. So, ano mangyayari? Magkakaibang genes na meron sila, di ba? So, halimbawa, yung pangong ilong, ipagpapalit mo sa singkit na mata. So, imbis na matay mabuo dito, baka ilong na rin. No? Tapos, siguro, kung nakuha mo yung sa ilong, baka magmukhang singkit ng mata yung ilong. O kaya yung ilong mo, wala nang no? Nakasingkit na rin siya. Di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng ganun, di ba? So, magkakaroon ka na abnormalities if mali-mali yung pagkaka-crossing over natin, no? If you want to do crossover, you do it with equivalent genes from homologous chromosomes. Okay? So, yun yung nangyayari, no, sa prophase 1. Okay? And at the end of meiosis 1, the homologous chromosomes will separate. Okay? After dividing the chromosomes, the two daughter cells will have uniquely different sets of chromosomes. So as you can see in the figure, 'di ba, at letter B, okay, mag-a-align na sa gitna yung mga chromosomes at metaphase. Tapos magko-crossover na sila. Nagko-crossover na sila nung prophase, tapos saka sila may metaphase, alignment, tapos saka sila paghihiwalayin. Ang maghihiwalay dito ay yung mga homologous chromosomes na dumaan na sa crossing over. Okay? Again, in meiosis, sa meiosis 1, ang naghihiwalay ay mga homologous chromosomes. No? In mitosis, ano yung naghihiwalay? Ang naghihiwalay ay yung mga sister chromatids. Okay? Sister chromatids. Pero dito sa meiosis 1, ang naghihiwalay ay homologous chromosomes. Okay? Now, in meiosis 2, wala nang S-phase na mangyayari. Di ba? Kasi nga gusto mong kalahatiin lang yung di ba? Yung chromosomes natin. So, ano mangyayari? The cells will divide normally like in mitosis. And the sister chromatids will now be distributed randomly in all the daughter cells. Diba? So, may isang part na nag-crossover, may isang part na hindi. So, merong isa na kamukhang-kamukha mo nanay mo, yung isa kamukhang-kamukha mo yung tatay mo. May isa naman na medyo kahawig-with tatay mo, may konting pagkananay, 'di ba? Tapos yung isa naman may konting pagkatatay naman, no? So talagang iba-iba yung itsura na pwedeng mabuo, no, for each combination na mabubuo sa mga sperm cells or egg cells natin, 'di ba? At in the end of it all, pag na-separate mo na yung sister chromatids, no, each daughter cell now will have 23 chromosomes. Okay? Again, in meiosis 1, you're dividing the homologous chromosomes that have underwent crossing over. And in meiosis 2, you're separating the sister chromatids. And even the sister chromatids are completely unique with each other because of the crossing over event. Thus, yung distribution ng mga ganitong mga chromatids o yung chromosomes natin ay talagang random. Diba? Pwede yung chromosome 1 ng nanay mo mapunta dun sa isa, habang nandun din yung chromosome 2 ni tatay at chromosome 7 niya. 'Di ba? So, halo-halo yung pwedeng mabuo. That's why, kapag nagsama si sperm at egg, hindi naman necessarily magkakamukha lahat ng magkakapatid. Iba-ibang itsura nila, and it's because of the genetic recombination that have occurred in meiosis. No? So, that genetic recombination is associated with two things. One is the crossing over event, and the second is the random assortment, no, nung mga chromosomes na ito. Okay? And now, let's try to differentiate gaano nagkaiba yung spermatogenesis at yung oogenesis. Or when we say spermatogenesis and oogenesis, this is the meiosis in males and females. How are they different from each other? No? So bakit nabubuo yung sperm ng ganun kabilis? Habang sa babae, it takes 1 month, 'di ba, bago makabuo ulit ng isa pang egg cell, no? For males, you can do it every day, 'di ba? So araw-araw kang pwedeng maging tatay, literally, no? Pero sa babae, magiging nanay ka lang once in 9 months. So how is meiosis different for males and females? So we will talk about spermatogenesis and oogenesis, okay? So in spermatogenesis, It's the meiosis in biological males. And it leads to the formation of the haploid sperm cell with 23 chromosomes. So, ano nangyayari? No? So, first we have the source, no, kung saan manggagaling lahat ng sperm cells mo. At yun yung spermatogonium, di ba? So, yung spermatogonium, lagi niya nire-replenish yung sarili niya. No? Kasi, syempre, kailangan, meron ka pa ring source ng sperm, di ba? Kapag naubos yung spermatogonium, mauubos yung sperm, di ba? So, sometimes the spermatogonium can undergo mitosis to have another spermatogonium cell again. Because that spermatogonium can also divide to form your primary spermatocyte. And that's the originating cell for all the sperm cells. No? So, let's see what happens then. Diba? The primary spermatocyte will divide by meiosis 1, no? Which will form your secondary spermatocytes. Okay? Isang primary spermatocyte, magdi-divide by meiosis, nag-crossover, tapos nagkaroon ng dalawang secondary spermatocytes. Yung secondary spermatocytes, wala na silang S-phase na mangyayari. Diba? Hindi na mangyayari S-phase sa kanila. Thus, they will undergo another division, meiosis 2, to form the baby sperm. Na ang tawag natin ay spermatids. No? Kapag spermatids, ibig sabihin lang yan, sila yung mga sperm cell na immature pa. Wala pa silang buntot. Diba? So, paano mabubuo yung mature na sperm cell? Okay? So, the mature sperm cell will only arise from the differentiation of your spermatid. Ibig sabihin, the spermatid will no longer experience any kind of cell division. Wala nang meiosis 3. Ha? Hanggang doon na yun. Meiosis 2 na lang yon. So, anong mangyayari? Magmamature lang siya. No? Lalaki lang siya, magde-develop ng kanyang buntot, diba? Dadami yung kanyang mitochondria. No? So, hanggang sa mabuo niya yung buntot niya and then ready to go na siya. Diba? So, that's your formation of your mature sperm cells. No? And again, in spermatogenesis, each sperm cell is genetically unique from all the other sperm cells, taking into account what you have or must have learned from homologous chromosomes having their crossing over and the random independent assortment of these chromosomes, no, into each of the sperm cell. Okay? But things get weirder with oogenesis, no? And this is the meiosis in females, okay? And take note that this is the formation of the haploid egg cell with 23 chromosomes, no? Pareho naman, no? For sperm and egg, they have to be 23. But the process of meiosis is kind of different for females, no? So for oogenesis, no, for biological females, before birth, the oogonium, okay, that's the originating cell for all the future egg cells, no, ng babae. So the oogonium of the human female will divide by mitosis to form your primary oocytes, no? That will happen until before your birth, girls, no? So ibig sabihin pagkapanganak mo na, wala ka ng oogonium. Lahat ng yun ay primary oocytes na. So, ibig sabihin, fix na yung number ng pwedeng maging egg cells mo sa tanang buhay mo. No? So, fix na yung number na yun. Unlike for males, lagi kang may spermatogonium. For females, ang oogonium mo mag-exist lang until the time na pinanganak ka. Okay? So, sa kalalakihan, only yung paggawa ng mga sperm. Araw-araw kang pwede maging tatay. Pero for females, fix na yung number ng mga primary oocytes pagkapanganak mo. Sila lang yung pwede maging egg cell balang araw. No? And they will stop meiosis. Okay? Titigil ang meiosis sa mga primary oocytes, particularly in prophase 1. Walang gagalaw sa mga primary oocytes na yan until puberty. No? So, ano mangyayari sa puberty? Diba? Diyan na nangyayari yung pag-release ng primary oocyte patungo sa fallopian tube. So, ang pag-release na yan ay nangyayari one at a time. Once a month. Hindi kagaya ng kalalakihan that they can release millions of sperm every day. Diba? But for females, they only do it once a month. So, may isa kang iaalay na primary oocyte, okay, that will undergo meiosis. Tatapusin niya yung meiosis 1. No? At pagkatapos ng first meiosis or meiosis 1, Doon na mabubuo yung mas malaking secondary oocyte at isang maliit na polar body. The polar body will degenerate. Madudurog siya. Hindi siya kailangan ng babae. Ang kailangan may secondary oocyte na mas malaki. No? So, later on, you'll see bakit kailangan mas malaki ang egg cell. Diba? So, now, hindi pa doon nagtatapos. No? Titigil ulit ang cell cycle. Titigil ulit ang meiosis. At metaphase 2. Okay? So, your secondary oocyte na nakasabit ngayon sa inyong fallopian tube, dear ladies, no? Ay titigil ng meiosis hanggang may sperm na pumasok sa kanya. Okay? So, interesting, di ba? No? And meiosis 2 cannot be completed without sperm entry. So, hindi mabubuo yung egg cell kung hindi pumasok yung sperm sa secondary oocyte. Okay? Meiosis 2 will form the ovum, which we also know as the egg, and there will be another polar body. Again, kailangan ng sperm para pumasok. Okay? Pumasok sa loob ng secondary oocyte. Then after that, magtutuloy yung meiosis 2. Magdi-divide, magkakaroon ng egg cell at isang polar body na madudurog lang din. And yung egg cell na yon, since nandun na sa loob yung sperm, fertilized na siya. No? So, fertilization will already proceed to form your zygote already. No? So, again, kung ang isang nanay ay merong 3 anak, sige nga, let's have this question. How many egg cells did she produce in her lifetime? Again, take note, no? When we say egg cells, they're only produced upon sperm penetration. Okay? So, if a mother has 3 biological children, the number of egg cells that she produced over her lifetime is actually 3. The rest are actually secondary oocytes na walang sperm na pumasok. So, ano nangyari after nun? Na walang sperm na pumasok, edi masayang yung secondary oocyte. No? What will happen then is that it will be thrown off the body through a process known as menstruation. Okay? So, that's why every month, no, nagkakaroon ng regla ang babae. Kasi meron siyang secondary oocyte na hindi dumaan sa fertilization. Nung hindi siya dumaan sa fertilization, edi syempre lalabas na siya ng katawan. No? So, bakit ganon ang focus, no, pagdating sa mga kababaihan, no, when it comes to their formation of the egg cells? Okay? So, for females, they tend to focus more on the quality of the egg cell. For males, they focus on the quantity, no? Yung dami ng sperm na pwede mong papuntahin. Kasi, hindi naman lahat ng sperm na yun makakarating sa egg eh. So, that's why for males, no, they have to ensure that the best sperm will swim its way towards the egg cell. While for the females, they have to invest a lot of energy, a lot of effort and resources into one egg cell, no? So, kaya nagkakaroon ng polar body. Okay? So, unequal ang cell division or meiosis sa babae. No? Yung isa magiging polar body, ibig sabihin, inubos mo na yung resources niya kasi nilipat mo na siya dun sa egg cell. Nakafocus ka sa pag-aalaga nung future baby sana. No? So, ganun yung tawag dito, physical differences when it comes to the sperm and the egg. For mothers or for the females, they tend to focus on the quality of their egg cell. For males, they have to focus on the quantity kasi it's a long journey for the sperm to reach the egg. No? Some of them will fail to make it, but some will reach and eventually not still penetrate it. So, kailangan at least may isang makapasok. Diba? So, ganun yung sistema, no, sa pagitan ng babae at kalalakihan. Okay? So I hope you realize the differences of the meiosis in males and females, no? Now, let's recall spermatogenesis and oogenesis again. So, for the source of oocytes or spermatocytes, that's your spermatogonium in males. And in females, it's your oogonium. And again, the oogonium will only exist until birth. Okay? But for males, only yan, kahit 80 ka na, pwede ka pa rin mag-produce ng sperm, di ba? So, for meiosis naman, the products of meiosis will be 4 sperm cells for males. Di ba? Focus niya quantity, di ba? Marami. But for oogenesis, for females, they will produce two degenerate polar bodies that won't be needed anymore by the female because they have to focus on the resources that they will fill inside one egg cell. Okay? Now, how about the arrests in the cell cycle? So for spermatogenesis, it's none. Continuous ang meiosis ng kalalakihan. That's why araw-araw ka pwede maging tatay, 'di ba? But for females, take note. No, this happens twice, no? The first will stop at prophase 1 until puberty. And then saka lang may isa kang ilalabas na primary oocyte na magiging secondary oocyte. Once a month nagtutuloy yung second na second phase, no, nung kanyang yung second stage niya on meiosis, no? Tapos titigil pa siya ulit until magkaroon pa ng sperm. So kung never ka nagkaroon ng anak, talaga never ka nagkaroon ng egg cell. 'Di ba? Never ka nagkaroon ng egg cell. So all of these will be just secondary oocytes, no? That will potentially become egg cells only if they are penetrated with a sperm. Okay? But both of them will yield 23 chromosomes for each of the cell, leading to, again, when they fertilize each other, 46 mabubuo mo for the diploid normal human being. Okay? Now, knowing these things, no, the differences between meiosis and males and females, di ba? For males, you can be fathers every day. No, I tell you, araw-araw pwede kang gumawa ng panganay, dear boys. No, my goodness. No, but for females, you can only be a mother once in 9 months, no? So that's why the question is this, no? Especially for boys, no? Knowing that this is what you can do, dear guys, diba? How are you going to be a responsible parent? Ayan. Okay? So girls, ingat-ingat din. Boys, ayusin yung buhay nyo, no? So, but syempre it lies in control, it lies on on your principles also as a human being. No, is it the right time to release your sperm or something? No, you have to evaluate it, diba? So I hope that you have an open mind when it comes to entertaining this question, because especially now you're grade 11, you're entering now your late puberty years, you'll be soon become adults, diba? And I hope by now you're also evaluating your life choices, no? Na how are you going to be responsible for your own health, diba? Ayan. Especially reproductive health, no? For boys who can make sperm unlimited, diba? Tapos for females that will only release one secondary oocyte every month unless they become an egg cell, no? So yan, pag-isipan ng maigi, no? So this is a challenge I put on both sexes, on both sexes, 'di ba? Okay, so I hope you have an open mind thinking about this prompt, no? This can be your prompt also on your nature journal. Okay? So open-minded naman lahat, 'di ba? And ito kasi yung lesson, 'di ba? So it's meiosis. And basically, you know, upon realizing these things, talagang mapapaisip ka rin, no, na ito yung katauhan mo bilang isang biological male, ito yung katauhan mo bilang isang biological female. Okay? So, ayan. And that's where we end our lecture on cell division, no? So our next topic will be cell transport mechanisms, which we will cover in the following meetings. So, thank you very much and God bless.